Alright.
Ward's down on both sides. But here's the thing. I think Invoker saw that ward. Yeah, look. He knows. See?
He's playing it cool. Sure. He's playing it cool.
What a spicy sentry.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, the deny! That's 160 gold he could have gotten.
That was a heads-up play from Skater sitting there in the trees, waiting for the ward deny.
But with that, there's a 25 XP advantage for the Invoker.
Okay, this might come in handy.
It could be the difference. Wait, I have to open back up my OBS. Alright, we're good. Here comes DOS.
We have some fighting going on bottom.
Look at that damage. Oh, no, sun's out. I don't think so. I think he's going to get the walk away here. The battery assault's ending. Oh, the sun strike! Powerful!
Alright, that is the gold advantage you want to see on Invoker right there. Bringing out the Null Talisman recipe now.
Now the advantage of XP is even higher. 58.
Oh. All right, what do we got going on these lanes? All right. Sand King doing Sand King things at top, sitting in Sandstorm.
Yeah.
Kind of hard just to get out.
I mean, the lane's gonna push and the supports are gonna hit each other, and Artorias is gonna win because he's an ogre.
I think bottom lane's gonna be a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Looking at Dying and the Clockwork as the support duo.
Dust is struggling early. And I'll tell you, this ranged offlaner makes it a lot harder for the Undying.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
maybe Undying will be a creep at 8 minutes instead of 15 this time.
Artorias! They're ganging up on him, but I don't think it really matters for him. Oh. Are they making a go for the Undying? No, it doesn't look like it. Just pinging a little aggressively.
I honestly don't think anything much can happen between these two supports, at least in the top lane. One's an Enchantress and one's an Ogre.
Yeah, they're just gonna kind of beat each other to hell. And that's fine. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it's either going to be very boring or very exciting.
Alright, if we look at last hits and denies, I mean, both cores on the top lane are in the lead. So that lane obviously going quite well for both sides.
Oh, definitely. That doesn't surprise me at all because Sand King's just going to Sandstorm and get his farm, and Ember's just going to be fighting against the Sand King and get his farm. Down bottom, they're taking a lot of hits though.
Okay.
It's tough. I mean, I don't think they're at threat of death, but they can't really get a good pull off because of the clock, and Undying isn't crushing the lane for him, which is unfortunate.
I think Clock is one of these heroes Undying has a hard time against because Clockwork wants to man up on him, which Undying really does not want. He wants to be the one chasing other heroes.
Oh yeah. Well, meanwhile, Clock doesn't even battery assault him; just smacks him once just to assert dominance. Yeah, and there's the caustic finale. Ooh, yeah. Oh no.
Oh, bottom.
We do have something. Oh, we do have something bottom and something mid. Nothing's gonna come from the mid play. Nothing's gonna come from the bottom play.
Although Invoker taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, he has a salve. He'll be okay.
Yeah.
They're both farming pretty fine. Invoker has the lead here.
Sand King, by the way, pulling a bit more ahead of the Ember, not surprisingly.
Well, man's got Sandstorm and he has Caustic. It's pretty tough to fight into that. It might be going onto the Ogre here. Does look like he might go down. The slows on him. He's trying to get to the trees, but he ain't gonna make it. He dies. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, who's gonna die first? Undying goes down, and the heal comes out from Big Dog. There's the knockback. Dust has no mana, but I don't know if he will be able to get caught by the Clockwork. Doesn't really look like it.
I think the Clockwork just chases him here for a while just to make sure he can't farm.
Clock goes for the win license, so boots early. Meanwhile, Cold Snap
Mid
will
lane.
come out onto the Skywrath. We'll have to wait and see. Doesn't look like it. Lots of potential happenings, but no happenings yet. Except the Ench is definitely dead, I think. Gonna take two, either the Sandstorm or the Ignite.
And we're taking a lot of damage too, but nothing will probably happen there.
No, it's much harder to kill Ember. But Sand King, look, it's just gonna pop. And look, that's already another last hit. And look, that's another last hit.
I think DOS here playing with fire. Oh, wait, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, the stick's gonna come out. The heal's gonna come out. Big Dog's got a lot of health. They don't call him Big Dog for nothing. And they wanna get DOS. DOS almost didn't need the tree. Clock gonna get 2 bounties. Ogre gonna get 2 bounties. Nothing really swings there.
I think the important thing to look at here is this Necro is level 5 and DOS just hit level 4.
Yeah, it's a pretty good lane for a Necro here. Oh. Gets the last hit on the clock. That's what you want to see. I mean, yeah. So far, Dire having overall the better start. Although, with the Sand King getting the start that he could cause some problems pretty early on. Looks like he is going for the typical Veil Rush that you see nowadays. Meanwhile, down bottom! Unfortunate miscommunication. Looks like maybe DOS is going to live. Yeah, he seems okay. The Flare, not enough. Careful. Yeah, don't die to Heartstopper.
Oh, mid lane. Mid lane.
Oh, yeah. Rotation. That gets the Invoker. I did miss that one. That was a bit T-Tours, but that's okay. Oh, no. DOS! No, DOS!
DOS is getting
not like this!
Oh, no. The creep's protecting him. Come on, creeps.
Not enough!
Oh.
With great speed, he's taken out. Meanwhile, now they're also looking for the Undying. He's pretty weak. He's not going to be able to stay in. Clockwork gets the pushback. I don't think he's going to get punished. I think he's going to walk out just fine. Now, this is probably going to turn into a tri-lane. Sand King is probably now totally unafraid, just going to do his thing solo. And that should help the bottom lane. Oh.
I think that also helps Ember, because Ember is farming just fine.
Sorry, Necro gets a big deny.
Oh, and top lane.
Could be it.
Alright, so top lane.
The Necro, hold on, is getting gone on. Another stun in 5 seconds. Probably not going to result in anything. So top lane, what happened?
Alright, so the top lane, we had the Sand King. He was sitting there farming in Sandstorm. And they came up with the Sentry, the slight chains into the Enchantress had a Stomper. A little hoof stomp there.
Oh yeah, the Centaur War Runner.
Yeah, the real Centaur War Runner. And that was it. He tried to TP out, but the damage was too much. And that is going to punish him because he has to walk back to lane now. He's almost there, but lost out on a little bit there.
Yeah, and that's going to set back his Veil by a significant amount of time. Meanwhile, Ogre gets clapped by the Reaper Scythe and the Clockwork.
You know, I don't mind these early game Reaper Scythes on supports because it puts them off the map for a long time, which is a big deal in the early game.
Yeah, and it gets you the kill early, which is most important. I think even most big ultimates, even like a Black Hole, it's fine as long as you get something out of it. Man, Dire's getting that start that I was worried that they might win if they got. But we'll have to see. Probably about time to switch over, not to the buyback access, but to the net worth. And Dire's got all 3 up top.
Pretty close to... Sven is suffering, actually, quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, they've put the Skywrath in the bottom lane, giving Invoker freedom to do whatever he wants. Sand King gonna go to the mid. And Sven gonna go to the jungle. That's real unfortunate, because you kind of want to put that Sand King in the dead lane. They do get the Clockwork. But Ember's there. Tombstone is out. Finally. No heal for it, though, so it's immediately going to pop back down.
I honestly think they're playing the Sand King in the mid lane. They're treating the mid lane like the dead lane here. Possibly.
Yeah, well,
Unless he rotates bottom.
Both lanes are looking pretty dead to me. They're gonna lose this top tower pretty quick if they're not careful. Whoa. Meanwhile, though, Dire gonna dive onto Notorious. The poor Undying trying to stay up. They do get the stun. Obviously, no multicast yet. Necro's weak, but he has a lot to deal with. A double Remnant! Oh, that's gonna be 2 kills. That's gonna be a quick tower. And this is what Dire has to do to win the game. Because they gotta make these plays early.
Yeah. We're looking at here. The Sven is about 1,000 net. Oh no, he's like about 1,400 net worth below his counterpart at about 10 minutes.
Oh, looks like they're probably gonna get the kill onto Ench, and they do.
Okay.
Sven popping God Strength for a non-stacked Ancient. That's a feels bad.
That is. I think he has to do it at this point though. He just needs all the farming speed he can get.
Definitely.
He's going straight for the Mask of Madness, which I've been seeing a lot more lately in place of the Midas. It gives you farming speed. It can be disassembled into a Satanic later. All around good item. Helps with fighting.
I do think the game gets a little bit harder for Dire to execute right now. My stream name is wrong. What do you mean it's wrong?
So why do you think it gets harder? Oh.
Good. Now that the safe lane tower's gone, they really can only go to mid or bot. Meanwhile, Invoker is going to go down. The meatball doesn't land on the Sand King. It's a nice pickup. But yeah, you know, you have that sort of really clear goal of trying to hit the bottom tower. But now you can't really push the tier 2 there, so Sand King has a much easier time of defending wherever he needs to defend. Can't do that on 200 HP.
Oh,
the smoke's coming in. They have the
Sentry.
sentry. They have that dust. And with that, he pops. And now, just as I say that, they're looking to push mid.
This is a hard tower for them to take because I think Eternal Kings will move to defend this tower. Or at least they should. They need to, I think.
I don't think they can without the Sand King. He's their primary mode of defense. And they're all set up now.
They have several heroes TPing in. I don't think they get the tower.
It's a little too late. Oh, and they had to cancel the TP on the Skywrath. This could actually be disastrous for them. Doof, God, has the stun.
Oh, I think...
Oh, that's a dead man! The silence perfectly timed from the Skywrath to get them that kill, and that's a big one.
That is. That's a kill streak right there coming out for the side of Eternal Kings.
Oh, but they are losing bottom. Looks like they will get to defend it. Meanwhile, this is what I love about DOS. DOS finds the farm where no man should be farming! The enemy jungle knows no fear.
I think at this stage of the game... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, obviously, it's pretty safe since they were just fighting mid. He knows that they're not in that area, and they were also playing in the jungle.
Yeah, but that's not a play you see a lot of players do.
Yeah.
Looking to make that farm. Even then, this early in the game, it feels pretty dangerous.
Oh, they do get the Necro. That's a big kill that I missed. I was too busy thinking. But yeah, it's just especially awkward since both of the tier 1 towers are there, you know. Makes it a little bit harder to get that farm safely. But he does it. He gets out. He's farming. And slowly, he's climbing. Oh, and the Ember, once again in a bad position. Does have the round. No follow-up stun. Oh, they put down the tombstone. That, I think, is optimistic. Ooh! Ooh, the clap was so close. He put his hands together. And it just wasn't enough. Uh-oh. Meanwhile, now though... No. He'll dodge the Sunstrike deftly. And nothing will happen.
One thing I want to point out is, on the side of Eternal Kings, they've placed a lot of their wards. They have 2 in the enemy side of the map. Right here.
Definitely. That makes a lot of sense to me. Hold that thought, though. Oh, look at that Necro. He just immediately puts down the sentry ward. But he's still up. He still has health. Radiant have to leave. They're going to get the D ward. That looked so close. The hook shot, too. They want the Ogre, but already Doof got his channel. He has the Blink Dagger. Veil's in onto the Invoker. They're probably going to take him out. Indeed, they will with the power of that Skywrath Mage. Ogre's still yet to go down. Probably going to now. Notorious wishing that he had that Tombstone. The Ember's in deep. The Ember goes in deeper. He's rooted up, though. He can't quite get onto the Skywrath. He's going to pop. The ult comes out from the Necrophos. Does manage to take out that Ogre, was it? No, it was the Undying, but now the pain's coming. Doss is here. He tastes blood, but instead tastes farm. They get 4 kills, trading only the 2 supports, and that's exactly what Radiant needed there.
That seemed like a very awkward fight to me. Although they had vision on this high ground here, but still they went into the fight with the Sand King channeling an Epicenter on the high ground. Sand King just acquired a Blink Dagger. He revealed it there, going on the back lines, hitting several heroes. It really broke up the fight on the side of NeXty, and Doss just didn't have to show up until over halfway through the fight and got cleaned up, got some XP and gold from a kill, and now can farm the Ancients.
Yeah, and they're looking again for Invoker. Don't think they're gonna find him, and that's the thing with the Veil. Is one of the reasons why Veil's so strong right now is it's just a raw amp for all spells, and that means that Skywrath uses it. Or Sand King uses it, but Skywrath gets a huge damage boost from it too. And you got that sort of comboing magic damage. You saw the Invoker just get ruined. And it doesn't even matter what damage.
Here in the mid lane?
Yeah, they do get a good hook onto Sven. They're isolating him pretty well. There's the Invoker Sunstrike. There is a Tombstone down. They lose the Clockwork so far, just trading out 2 of the supports. That's a lot of damage! He does have that Shroud, and that Shroud is powerful, but look at all the Tombstone zombies. They're currently fighting them. Please, let me run away, says the Necro, but no. He's gone on, and the Sand King gets the Blink Stun. They're going to get him too. The Root, could they get more? It's going to be a little bit tough to get December. I don't think they have any lockdown off cooldown, but importantly, they don't lose the Sven.
I don't know. I feel like NeXty's taking really awkward fights right now. They keep wanting to fight in this triangle, and I know why they're doing it. They really want to limit the Sven's farm. But time and time again, Eternal Kings has shown that they're willing to just commit multiple heroes to defend this high ground here.
Yeah, and it's tough to burst that Sven, man.
It is, and by the time you burst that Sven, multiple heroes can rotate. The Sand King is showing once again why he's such a strong hero with that Veil and that Blink Dagger, just picking out heroes that the Skywrath can set up on.
Although there is a setup onto Doss, the team's not really there. Cold Snap comes out. He pops the Warcry, trying to dodge it out. Is gonna be quite difficult, and that's definitely a dead Doss.
That's
in exchange for the Clockwork.
Yes, but that's 71 seconds on the sidelines. That is really going to hurt his farm. More than the gold he lost from dying.
Yeah, and they're still going. Notorious, he's put the Tombstone up, but it's not going to matter. The Skeletons, they claw. But there's no follow-up. That's a bonus kill.
Alright, I think that was just, after defending this high ground successfully 2 times, Doss getting a little confident, and I think overall the side of Eternal King's getting a little overconfident. Leaving him out here by himself, and they get punished.
Yeah, it was a little interesting. Doss going in there to farm that creep with the stun, but then farming it anyways. I think either you stun it or you just farm it. You don't do both. But still, Sand King climbing the net worth, becoming more and more of a factor as he is going for that pipe. That'll help them a lot too.
Yeah, I like this pickup from him. He really doesn't need to do much in the mid game after the Veil and the Blink Dagger. Oh, mid lane.
Ooh! You hate to see it!
Oh,
it is admittedly only a 35-second cooldown, but still. Meanwhile, I come in just in time to see the corpse explode. Sand King manages to solo pick off that Invoker. The power of the Veil. It's terrifying.
I don't think there's enough we can say about this item. Like, he can go for items like Pipe, and after this I wouldn't even mind seeing, maybe a Force Staff because of the Clockwork. Because after he has the Veil, most of his offensive damage is secured.
Yeah, he's got the insane control. Hits level 15. Even more damage with that Sandstorm DPS. And, you know, you're talking earlier about worrying about the DOS show. What happens if DOS can't run it? But that's the thing. The Sand King's powerful enough as an offlaner to secure fights.
Doofier is proving my worries wrong. He's
Invoker's coming back.
Oh, he wants more.
No, there isn't an Epi. He does burrow him. Oh, look at that damage and the explosion. Run, Invoker. Oh. Meanwhile, Dire, they've decided we will catch him.
They've had enough of Doofier.
He's got to blink deep and TP. Yep, that's the play. Little Ench get the courier. Nope. And that's a 5-man rotation for nothing.
Mid lane, they're going to get a tower in return.
Maybe. There is still a fortify, and I don't think they know that Dire used that many TPs. So they're probably going to play it a little bit safe. Dire taking over the jungle. Good pinch. They do catch the sky. The stun coming out. That's a dead Clockwork and a 4-step. He's going to survive just fine. Meanwhile, Ember still in, going to get out probably here, but Enchantress is stuck. I don't think she's getting out. That would be pretty hopeful. Only 2 supports lost, so not the worst in the world, but I'm guessing Radiant's going to try to push offense.
I think they can take the tower off this. Those 2 supports do offer a lot of kind of extra control and slow on the enemy team. And they got the Siege Wagon now.
No, they're going into this Ogre, but he is an Ogre, and wow, there's that clock. Out the stun onto the Necrophos and the follow-up with the ulti from the Skywrath. And oh no, this is where I want to be, he says. Radiant already running around trying to find him. They do, he jukes back down. And they decide it's not worth the dive. People are coming back up. So a nice little play from Ember. But still, costly.
Invoker going bottom, trying to eke out some farm during us. Oh, he might be going on the Undying here.
Oh, that would be a big mistake. He's the one getting gone on the clap. Only one. The hookshot coming in, trying to save him. They do get the stun on the Clockwork. Meanwhile, Notorious, very weak, manages to heal himself with another one of those claps. Does he get the tombstone down? Indeed, he does. And could have sworn I saw it denied, but I guess not. Ember has to get out. Another 1-for-1 trade. Meanwhile, Sven, not even here, up top, clapping the second tower. And he's coming online fast.
And I really do feel that Eternal Kings values these 1-to-1 support trades, or even losing supports. I don't think they would mind at this point, as long as Sven can continue to ignore these fights, get his BKB, and after this, maybe an Aghanim Scepter. I don't know. I think NeXty is playing the game Eternal Kings wants them to play at this point.
Yeah. And beyond that, you know, they're trading out support for support, but also they're trading those supports while Sven's farming and getting a tier 1 tower. You're definitely okay with that. And he's almost got his BKB.
I think after he gets this BKB, we'll start seeing him turn up to a lot more fights. And I think the game gets very scary for the side of NeXty. They don't have a lot of ways to deal with the Sven with the BKB.
Definitely. Sand King does have his pipe. A full Spirit Vessel on the side of Dire, on that Ember. Already has charges. But I don't know, man. It's a bit weird. Like, Necro has a Vessel, which is obviously good, but there's a lot of physical, too, from Radiant. They're not as, I think, all in on one type of damage. Obviously, they have a lot of magical burst, but the Sven is obviously insane physical. So, with that, they're kind of a bit more even. I feel like the pipe is more value for Radiant than it is for Dire.
I couldn't agree more. I think the pipe is just... I don't think Necro really knows what he wants to build at this point, maybe. He's, like, kind of... He might go for the Greaves that early, but... he wanted to get an aura item. Yeah. But I definitely agree it doesn't do as much for him.
I think it's still definitely useful. It's just the comparative value you're getting out of it. Because you are shutting down the Skywrath pretty hard, and to a lesser extent the Ogre. But, you know, the pipe on Radiant, suddenly the Necro does less damage, the Invoker does less damage, the Clock does less damage. I'll have to check! Yeah, Impetus is pure, so it doesn't reduce that, but still. It's a pretty good reduction.
Yeah, that's a Papega right there. It's always been pure. Nah,
Has it? Well, it shows how much
nah,
Enchantress I play.
nice.
Now, DOS does have the Dispel. Pops it early, though.
Oh.
And it's instantly dispelled anyways. And we got a pause!
Alright, so we have a moment to talk about this game then.
Yeah.
In the current state of this game, I feel like Eternal Kings is getting to execute exactly as they want to execute. I think their draft, honestly, is easier to execute, if I could say. They were hitting some good timings earlier on the side of NeXty, but it didn't seem like enough. They couldn't translate those kills and won fights into towers.
Yeah. The net worth, still pretty even, under 1k. I can't pull up the win percentage. I don't know what the button is. Don't hate me.
Please message us if you can tell us.
Oh, wait, I found the spectator controls button.
Oh.
There's no hotkey for win chance. I'll put it in. There we go. It's a little bit favoring Dire right now. At about 58% exactly. So I looked at the number.
Are we gonna question the computer here on this? Is it right?
I think they're still in a strong position on Dire. My fear is that I think that's a little bit overly optimistic. That's if they start winning right now. If the game pace continues as it has been, it's going to rapidly become very problematic for Dire because DOS will start to get huge, and they're gonna have a lot of trouble.
BKB's on courier coming to DOS. This is the item I think changes the game, honestly.
Yeah, and the Aghanims after that is just going to be that nail in the coffin, a smoke from Clock and Inch. I don't think they're really going to find much with it.
Smoke from Radiant as well, though, coming the same way.
Oh, they're going to find the Invoker. That's a real quick stun, a real quick ult, but Invoker has a BKB. Manages to purge everything. This could go poorly for Radiant. They're going to lose, it looks like, the Sand King. Notorious walking out, very weak. They do get a big stun. And oh, they want to go in further. DOS, what just happened? He doesn't even know. But he does take out the Clockwork. So far, a trade in favor of Dire. They're trying to find this Ember on the backline, but they might not. Meanwhile, though, the Necro, he's in a bit of a position. The stun comes out, instantly popping the Shroud. But the team's there. It's only the two of them. They're desperately pinging that Remnant. He could come back, and he does. Ogre gonna be in a heck of a lot of trouble. Pop as well. Overall, a good fight for Dire.
Perhaps we should stop questioning the win percentage, because as soon as we are questioning the possibilities of what Dire has to play with, they win a fight there. It wasn't the cleanest fight by any means. I think showing the weaknesses of Sven before he gets the Aghanim Scepter here, though, as he can't really do much if he can't get on top of the heroes. He can dispel the Shroud off Necro, but if he can't get a range to hit him, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, the BKB from Invoker was also just very powerful at serving as that turnaround factor, which they should have expected as it was his second pop. But you're going to have another chance. Aghanims is coming up quite quickly for Skywrath. That's a lot of extra damage. Meanwhile, on Radiant, let's look at some items. Anything relevant coming up? Force Staff on Clock.
Sven a quarter of the way to his Aghanim Scepter, so it's going to be a while.
Yeah. Greaves almost out for Necro.
And Lotus on the Sand King.
I will say, there is very close to a Hex on Invoker. He's about 1,000 gold off. And the Ember is building his own BKB, also about a little bit closer to 2,000 gold off right now.
That Hex will be very big on the Invoker when it comes up. Being able to sing out a lot of heroes on the side of Dire. I mean Radiant, I'm sorry. I think a lot of them could be taken out in the duration of the Hex, other than probably Sven.
Yeah, it's definitely very dangerous. One thing, though, I do want to quickly mention. Lotus Orb on Sand King is probably one of the most annoying items you can buy. Just removing dust as a factor is so powerful.
Breaking the legs of pause 5s everywhere.
Yeah. Feels so bad when you have to have a Sun Reaper anywhere he sandstorms. But we got a trade! Tier 1 for Tier 2. Not looking great. Uh-oh. Ogre, what you doing, man?
Radiant
That's a little bit crazy. And actually, Ogre's fine. Sand King's walking up. What'll he catch? The Radiant don't have, or Dire don't have vision of him just yet. He pops the pipe. He's looking for something. He's not going to find anything. Both sides pretty poor for vision. Dire will now see the Sand King on the high ground, but I don't think you want to go into that.
Just disengaging on both sides. Radiant really not wanting to chase. I think they're content to just farm up their items. If they don't have to fight, they will not right now. They want to complete this Lotus on Sand King and this Ags on Sven.
Oh, they see the Necro. This is a big kill if they can get it. The stun does come out, followed by a Force Staff from the Clockwork to save his Necrophos. Tombstone is down. Clockwork doing a lot to slow this fight down. Necro's fully healed up again. They do pop the ult onto the Sand King, but it's not going to matter. Meanwhile, on the backline, Skywrath's gone down to the Ember. Ember getting weak. Now, though, the ultimate from Sand King does come out, and it does quite a bit so far. A bloody fight for both sides. They get the dust onto the Invoker. They're going to 1, 2, punch him down. Ember has to leave behind his Enchantress. I'll remember you. I'll tell your story, he says. And he goes back to farming mid.
I don't think he's telling her story. He's just farming.
Doss looked like he wanted something, but he's not going to find it.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that fight. That was interesting when they kind of just walked in to the Necro, and at first it didn't look good. The Necro was living there for a second with the Force Staffs and the hood, or sorry, the pipe. But I think Eternal King showing the strength of their draft, powering through. Sand King just being able to stun and lock down multiple heroes and occupy them. Invoker just couldn't focus anyone down. And all
now, though, Doss has the Aghanims. 1, 2, 3, 4. The damage isn't there. In 1 second, he'll have it. But he's out. Man, that fight got him the eggs. Didn't get the kill there, but now Dire knows to live in fear.
I think Doss can now solo kill a lot of heroes on the side of Dire if they are not careful.
Absolutely. And never mind, I thought the Aghanims was out for the Skywrath, but it was just the Arcane Bolt talent.
It's close though. We're about 400 gold off. 300? Yeah, about 400 gold off.
And there comes Superman. Force Staff won't save your clock. You gotta run, buddy. You gotta run. But the whole of Radiance here. Oh, look at that. Sand King puts the caustic finale on him just to flex on him, and then walks away and lets Doss get the kill.
That's like the cool guys don't look at explosions of Dota 2 right there. The Sand King just puts the caustic on him and says, alright, I'll leave you now.
If anything, it's cooler, dude. That's an explosion of blood. That's like extra violence.
Enhanced violence. Advanced violence, yes.
Oh, they see the Ember. The
It's
stun comes out.
No.
What is happening? Oh! I think that disjointed the DOS stun. I didn't know that was that interaction, but the chains...
Apparently cannot dispel.
The chains stopped it. Oh no, Skywrath, not like this. Oh, Sand King, like this, he says. Tombstone comes out from the Undying. They are getting a lot of damage. There goes the hero coming in. Doss getting the big hits. They are going to take out that Necro. Will they take out the Invoker? He pops the BKB, pops that Invis. He is going to get out. But Doss slowly hitting Ench does get it. Ember on the run back. The zombies, though, they're coming. They don't want to let them out. Doss defending with tier 3. Probably going to be the end of the fight here, it looks like.
I mean, that looks like about an even trade there. Core and a core and 2 support, or a support and a support. But I think that while even on paper it looks better for the side of Eternal Kings, Sven, just a hero that the side of Dire has to run away from at this point.
Yeah, when Sven's there, you just have to leave. Dire, they're going for Roach. Doss, not in the area, but Torius is. Will he scout it? Oh, Dire, they get scared out of the pit. He didn't even know.
Oh.
A ping comes out from Skywrath. Now they know something's the matter. And look at Dire. They're so confused. They were sure that he knew, but he didn't.
I think that just shows how scared Dire is right now to do anything.
Yeah, especially into some of the abilities of Radiant into that pit. It is definitely scary. Skywrath does have Zags for this fight. Gonna be around the Roche pit. Dire looking to sneak themselves back into pit.
Oh, they're gonna try to get it in?
Sand King's pinged it out, though. I think they're gonna get it. Radiant not wanting to look into the pit. It could be absolutely a nightmare for them. That's a Dire Sunstrike. They don't know. Or if they do, they're choosing not to fight. And now, Ogre, in trouble, has to drop that stun. He's going to go down. Doof gets hexed by the Invoker, and they decide he's a more valuable target, which he definitely is. Gets a big stun out. The lift doesn't connect onto him. They do get a change, a clap from the Undying, trying to heal him up. Does finally go down, but is traded out for that Enchantress. Uh-oh, though. Skywrath put up into the air, force staffs himself away. Very good. Meanwhile, though, Sven finally decides, now's my moment. Gets the silence onto the Necro, but nothing's really dying. Finally, Clockwork goes down, a pushback on the Doofgod as he pops the ultimate. Not going to get much. He gets pushed back again, gets the stun onto the Emperor. He does have a remnant to get out if he wants it. Meanwhile, though, Aegis gets popped onto the Invoker. Trying to run away on that next post. Probably will. They're waiting for the Invoker, deciding he's a more valuable target. Ember Spirit still on the line. Gets that Skywrath. He's in trouble. Manages to run it out, but it's in range. He doesn't get over. It's super risky for him. The stun, the follow, gets the smack. That's a dead Ember Spirit, and they're still hunting for more. A force staff onto Doss. The Invis comes out from the edge, but she makes a beautiful runaway. However, though, there is an Invis Necro who will escape.
Alright, so the story of that fight for me was that Ember and Sven, with their items and abilities, are very mobile right now. Although it seems it costs Ember a lot. Oh, 1 second. We got bottom lane.
Doss just going to get the trade-off maybe here. The stun is there. Ogre will secure the kill with the multicast. Trades out for a tier 2.
Yeah, so it costs the Ember a lot more to get the kills and to do what he does with his mobility. It seems Sven doesn't lose anything, and he heals anything damage he takes from just right-click, just clicking enemies. Just click on heads. I don't know.
Spider legs too, man. He's got
Sven just
so much
better Ember now?
Well, I think especially with the spider legs and the eggs, he is very mobile. And he is going to have that Satanic soon.
That Satanic is, with the status resistance, I don't know how you lock him down.
Uh-oh, Clock!
Oh, Clock is gone!
The force staff, please let me go away! He even BKBs for it.
Actually,
they're stun up in 1 second, I'm pretty sure.
Never mind.
I'm quite confident that he is deceased. But he does force out a BKB. That's putting his charges. It's down to 5 already, so I guess it doesn't matter.
At the beginning of this last fight here, over here, they had the Sand King fairly low, but Necro was refusing to scythe him. I don't know. I mean, Sand King did end up buying back that fight, so I guess he didn't want to use it on someone who's just going to buy back anyways. They suspected he had buyback, but they could have killed the Sand King over here instead of committing all the way down here to get him. So I think that was a mistake.
Very close to getting out without even needing the buyback. And that was a fight into an Aegis. And now, Doss, he's leading the charge. He's got the full Satanic. Obviously doesn't have buyback, but I don't think he's afraid of death. Sand King pops the Lotus on him. What are you going to do? Kill him?
All the Tombstone taking hits. I think the Tombstone was maybe a little preemptive there. Maybe a lack of communication, committing it that early.
The one bright side here is Dire's definitely doing a good job pushing out that bottom lane. I think they're going to have to come back or risk losing the tier 3 to the double catapult.
The double catapult Forge Spear, that is very scary to have on your tower.
Not. Radiant's not going back. They're saying this is our ground. We're going to take the fight. Nope, there's Sand King. Finally realizes, hey, this is a problem.
Next item... Oh, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
Next item queued up for the Sand King is a Scythe of Vice. I think that's just adding to his lockdown capabilities, and he's just going to be able to still continue to solo kill. I can't speak tonight. Solo kill heroes on the side of Dire with the items he's getting.
Yeah. Skater on the Skywrath going for an Aeon Disc. I don't know why I got the name
Aether
of that
Disc now.
Aether Disc. Which is real good, because this Ember has just been going on him on the backlines and doing that to get his kills. And now that's obviously going to be a lot harder. So, that's definitely a solid pickup.
That obviously should inspire NeXty to the solution to their Sven problem, and they should just buy Aeon discs on every single hero.
Yep, that's what you gotta do. It's like the 5 Dagons of the old days. Oh, the stun gets dodged!
So I didn't know that worked that way, but apparently slight dodges the Sven action.
So what I'm guessing happens is meanwhile Sven has to go back and save his tower. Actually we'll probably have to not come back to at a moment because Dire's getting out. But basically what I think happens is since like Ember is still there, like you can pick up runes and stuff. What's probably happening is the Stormhammer is hitting him, but then since he's invisible, it doesn't actually stun him. You know, since
because he's in an immune state or something. Yeah.
It would be just like if you stunned into like an OD who's astral, right? They're not on the map.
Yeah, it's a weird interaction.
Yeah, well, that's Dota for you. Sure,
it all works.
Tell me all about how I'm an idiot.
Oh yeah, it all works exactly how it's supposed to, except for when it doesn't.
Man, Dota Plus is a real big fan of Dire's lineup. Still sitting at a 60% win rate for them. They
61 now, so its win rate's gone up on Dota. Their win rate's gone up.
Oh, and it might be accurate if they can catch the Sven. They do get the Hex. Will he get the BKB? He does. The Clockwork ult is out. But now, Sven says, it's my turn! He pops the Satanic. Clockwork instantly dead. Do you manage to get the lifted? Now they are stuck in these cogs, but they do get pushed out. Sven goes back in, says, I want to kill you, and does. Necros goes down, immediately buys back, teleporting to the tier 2, trying to get back into the fight. But I don't know if he's going to make it in time. Sven has to chooses to go for the Enchantress. Meanwhile, a Hex comes out onto the Sand King. Blink up in 8 seconds, so it will be a while. But overall, Radiant lose nothing, get 3 kills and a buyback. Maybe they catch the Necro? No, it looks like he walks away.
So Dota Plus was wrong.
Expert analysis. Dota Plus bad!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, Val. I am sorry. I am a Dota Plus subscriber. I use every single seasonal terrain. Honestly,
look, here are my shards.
Honestly, if you allowed me to buy shards, I might have bought shards a few times, if I'm being honest. So, please, Gavin, let me buy more things. Anyways, top lane.
Invoker's rat. I don't know if he'll get out of this one. I don't know why Sand King is... Oh! He won't start because he had a Lincoln's! What an intelligent move. I didn't even notice that, so that's why I'm a shoutcaster.
And he's playing.
Yeah, I'm the hype commentary. I don't know things.
Uh-huh, sure.
Dude, Artorias. He's sitting in the pit. 1 second, is he lucky?
Oh,
no! 2 more minutes!
That's rough.
That's real rough. Doesn't manage.
Alright. We should look at neutral items here.
Okay.
We got neutral items on the side of Radiant.
Okay.
We have a Minotaur Horn, Timeless Relic, a Witless Shakeout, and a Leveler.
Man, let's look at
that Leveler. I find is actually scary. Timeless Relic, also crazy on Ogre.
Dire has a Leveler, a Flicker on the Ember, a Minotaur Horn on the Necro, and a Havoc Hammer. Ooh, that's not what you want.
Hey, that Havoc Hammer is like accelerating Clockwork's farm to unparalleled levels.
Well,
is my expert analysis that if this Havoc Hammer is on him for another 15 minutes, it'll get him the halberd quicker.
Here's the question. Does the Havoc Hammer push them over the cogs?
Okay, if it pushes them over the cogs, this actually is a huge item.
It might be big if it pushes them over the cogs.
If it pushes them over the cogs, we found the one here that actually wants to have a camera.
Yeah, you cog 3 people, and you press the button, and then suddenly none of them are hooked or none of them have any mana. He is going for a halberd too, which is a solid pickup, I think, if he can survive long enough to use it.
I mean, he's been living a lot more than I expect sometimes in these fights. He's very.
Oh, he gets baited by the courier. He saw the courier and he wanted it.
I'm sorry, I just cursed him right there. I said he's very oddly tanky, but then he just proceeds to die in about 2 seconds.
Gosh, how unfortunate. This Invoker, though, doing a brilliant job with the split push game. You know?
Honestly, oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, the lane maintenance is the main priority of Radiant right now. It's making it very hard for them to acquire anything. But they will acquire Roshan!
They're just committing to that. Ferd on this Invoker, though, is honestly keeping NeXty in this game in many ways. Just both lanes being pressured in. They have to TP heroes back.
Man, this could be dicey. Now, they don't know that Radiant's in the pit.
Oh,
they probably have a good idea.
Now. He's coming out.
Uh-oh.
Sand King isn't there.
The stun comes out, does manage to pop the Linken's. Invoker immediately pops the BKB, but that's kind of a wasted scythe. And he's the wrong side of town. 1! Uh-oh, DOS, not like this. 2! Finally gets him. Meanwhile, though, Ember manages to get King Skater. Trades it with his life very quickly. It's another Linken's pop. Are they going to be able to get on top of him? The blink not up for 3 seconds on that Sand King, but don't care. When Sven hit you! Clockwork setting up. Wants to maybe get the Aegis steal, but they know he's there. Will he juke him? No. 1, 2, 3! Not 4, but it gets the kill. And look at these guys. They're just lunatics. Clockwork buys back. Sven looking for this kill. 1, 2! Very slowly trying to get it. The TP. There's no save. Or is there? The stun does come out. DOS farms the camp while he waits. Roche is still alive. But a fantastic fight for Radiant.
Alright, a few things I want to look at here. One, it just feels like this Reprecise is completely ineffective at this point. They feel like they have to commit it on heroes, and I understand why. Like Ogre and Sven, when they're still at like 3/5, or 3/4 HP, and it doesn't do anything. It barely removes any health. Sven, a monster in this game. He is a full 11,000 net worth now above the next hero, which is on Dire. Also, he's really valuing the Spider Legs, having it out instead of the Leveler, even now when he's hitting these buildings, which I think that might be a mistake. But he is very much valuing the Spider Legs here.
You're going to have to carry this a little bit longer. My Dota just randomly crashed.
Oh, no? All right. Well, we have Radiant hitting Barracks in the mid lane. Now he's just ignoring Roche. The range went down. The melee is going down right now. But all heroes from Dire are back up there, chasing them outside the base. And that's it.
That's a mega T-Tours, lads.
We have DD room. We're going to go right into Roche. 20k net worth lead on the side of Eternal Kings. At this point, all right. What do you think they do at this point?
Dota Plus finally accepts. Radiant's in a good position, 79%.
Well, 79%. Look at that swing. I mean, they're still giving a 21% chance that that NeXty pulls this back.
And the smoke. Could this be it? Could this be the comeback play?
Is this the 21%?
Oh, I don't know if it is. Your Sven has a DD. He sees the Necro. He doesn't pop the BKB in time, and that does purge. Oh, they want him. But the Clockwork, that's what I was talking about, how he just insta-dives. Meanwhile, though, Enchantress also going down. Ember on half HP. They're slowly chasing down this Necro. He pops the mini BKB, and he tries to save himself from DOS, but it doesn't happen. Meanwhile, Ember's on the back line, gets the flicker off. No stun for 1 second. He zips out to the east, up on the high ground. They don't know he's there. And the stun's a little too late. Level 30! on the Sven.
Oh, let's look at that. What else does he get? Alright. I think he went God Strength damage. Now he gets an extra second duration, a stun, more movement speed. Will he finally drop the Spider Legs? No, he just wants to move at 506 movement speed all the time.
They're not even going for the Aegis. They've just said, alright, we're winning. Oh, the God Strength and the clap. Wham, wham! Tower instantly goes down. Melee rack soon to follow. Will they be able to stop it? Meanwhile, the Ember does pop! And Dire says, fuck the tier 3s. We're going for the win. 2 buybacks, though. Okay, maybe we're not quite so crazy. Although, the stun comes out. Sven has BKB. Gets the stun. Obviously not going to go through onto the BKB. And Radiant, meanwhile, now they're starting to turn. They're starting to doubt their decision. They do manage to turn the Ogre into a pig. But now Sven, another BKB popped. He says, I just want to stun the man. Tombstone goes down. Ogre with the big stun. Times for a multicast. They're finally going to get a kill. Ember Spirit, meanwhile, is maybe going to die back. Looks like it, yes! Clockwork tries to interrupt something, but already situation looking very dire for Dire. As the buyback comes out for Enchantress, they will get the Ogre. It looks like they get the big lift. They're running scared. Here comes Radiant. They taste blood in the water. The Shiva's on the Undying. He dies just to turn into a tombstone with a 2-man stun. Invoker is next. Or is he? No. He's starting to walk back. Satanic back up to full HP on DOS. It's a 2v3 situation. There is a buyback on that Sand King. Skater looking a little low. Isn't going to get Cold Snap, but instantly Sand King goes on him. Before Snap sends him the wrong way, and now a stun is going to be the end of him. Buys back. Last one with buyback, I do believe. I'm going to check real quick if I can. Yes, indeed. The only buyback for Dire. A buyback comes out from the Ogre, and they're starting to back up. What a insane fight! That was a lot of buybacks.
And that was a lot of back and forth between both teams. I don't think either wanted to fully commit there, but both felt they needed to. That went better for NeXty than I expected. I honestly thought they were going to lose the game right there when that fight started. But somehow they hold. By what cost? Eternal King's going right into the Roche pit. Sven finishing his Daedalus and 7,500 surplus.
Is he going to pick up that Aegis? And if he is, what's he going to drop for it?
No, he will not. I think then the only chance NeXty has at this point is they just have to kite them out and just get kills slowly and just take a long fight with the Invoker and the Necro and the Ember. Very, here's the favor very long fights with all their lower cooldowns. What I will say though, actually what I'll say in defense of that is Radiant did use a good number of buybacks there.
Yeah.
So there is a chance.
Going to be a 5-on-5 fight from the looks of things. But they just got to be so careful. This Ember, just once he uses that BKB, he just gets rooted and burned. Let's see what'll happen. Radiant's heading up for a bottom push.
I think if you're the side of Eternal Kings, you just go straight up the bottom lane. You do what you've done every other time. You just take the buildings, and if they stop you, you kill them. I think their game plan is very simple here. There's nothing fancy about it.
It's just where's the damage? Sven is hitting the tower, and this is your Megas. Tornado catches nothing. Some slows coming out. And you've got to do something before the tower, before the racks fall. I feel like if the Megas come out, there's nothing you can do. But it's going to be the Necro who gets initiated on, doesn't quite die, about half HP, but is up. Meanwhile, Sven is just smacking the melee, decides to go in onto the Enchantress. Enchantress bringing him quite deep. Whoa, that's a lot of damage though, as he's quick to go for the kills. Necro manages to get back up onto the high ground. Sand King uses his ultimate, but no, the root onto the Ember, as always, destroys him, and I don't think there's much hope as GG's called, and even the final sight does nothing.